Alright guys, Fillers here, wanting to start off this Let's Play with a little Dark Souls, a game which I've thoroughly enjoyed in the past, so I thought I'd give it a try. Let's cruise along and see how we can play this. I started off the game, pretty much just created a normal character. I chose to make, what was it, a knight? Didn't actually show the character generation screen based on the fact that I don't think that would be all that interesting to you guys, and wanted to just kind of get things started because I'm excited to play, excited to get things working, and excited to be here. So thanks so much. Hopefully it makes for interesting times and you guys enjoy it. Now I'm going back and actually re-recording this first section because when I did my very first original recording, I made a mistake by connecting up my HDMI cord. And during that process, I actually was not able to record any of the in-game audio. And at that point, hold on. If you guys are not aware, this is the bonfires that they always are talking about, where it allows you to pretty much save your game, as well as do some additional options later on. Anyways, what I was saying was, let's go through here first. Very precarious. Ah, guys, he has some big teeth. That's not good. That's not good. Come on, come on. There we go. I narrowly dodged that bullet. And you notice every single time I touch one of these and light a bonfire and rest at it, it increases my energy to full. So I'm going to be going back to the bonfires a whole lot in this game. Let's see. Tower Kite Shield allows me to block the arrows as they're coming at me and prevent me from my butt kicked right here. Oh, come on, my guy, don't run away. I just want to be friends. Nice. So found a broadsword. I can use that to upgrade from my straight horde silk, which is not all that great. But as I was saying, when I originally recorded this, I made the mistake of not actually recording the in-game audio since I was playing it on my TV set with HDMI. So I had to restart all over again. And at that point, I think it was about 1:30 in the morning, and I was already sort of discouraged by the fact that I had to start all over. So when I did that, I don't think that I actually took everything as seriously as I possibly could. And I don't believe that I actually did a very good job with that opening intro with recording and as well as the iterations and the things that I was saying. So I cut up the video a little bit and am re-recording this opening section, which will hopefully be a little bit more enjoyable to watch, as well as a little less snide. So I want to let you guys know that and apologize if it came off that way. Oh, damn. I didn't even try to block that. That did not work for me at all. Nice. One of the things I plan on implementing farther on in this tutorial, as well as this walkthrough, is when I played this before, I made use of a lot of the spears as well as making use of the shield. Now, that's often known as a pretty secure and safe way of playing the game. And based off of some people that I've talked to, I'm gonna... Hold on.
You're no hollow. Thank goodness. I'm done for, I'm afraid. I'll die soon, then lose my sanity. I wish to ask something of you. You and I are both undead. Hear me out, will you?
Of course, buddy. What do you want to talk about?
Regrettably, I have failed in my mission, but perhaps you can keep the torch lit. There is an old saying in my family. Thou who art undead art chosen, and thine exodus from the undead asylum maketh pilgrimage to the land of ancient lords. When thou ringeth the bell of awakening, the fate of the undead thou shalt know. Well, now you know, and I can die with hope in my heart. Oh, one more thing. Here, take this. An Estus flask. An undead favorite.
Nice.
Oh, and this.
Undead
Now
Asylum.
I must bid farewell. I would hate to harm you after death. So go now, and thank you.
Poor guy. Even has an Estus Flask. Estus Flasks are used to heal you throughout this game. They take a little bit of time. I might as well just use it right now. And as you can see, there's a little bit of round time as you're actually drinking from the flask. So they're great to use in a pinch. But for instance, when you're actually fighting a boss, it can actually be very detrimental to your health because, yeah, it sort of makes you go dead. Let's see. Oh, blocked by some contraption. So based on that, I need to head on. Let's try going back over here. Heading back up those stairs. So that door allows me to update and resave my location. Mental note, whenever you actually go and make use of bonfire, when you actually choose and go to another location, that actually becomes your spawning point. So when you die, whatever fire that you actually went to, the last bonfire that you approached and accessed and actually rested at, is the bonfire where you will spawn from. Just trying to get through these guys real quick. So the Estus Flask is great because it allows you to pretty much heal on up. There's different ways of making use of the Estus Flask. And, well, I shouldn't say that. There's different amounts of flasks that you can actually carry in your inventory. If you look in the upper left-hand corner, where you see the 2 zeros next to my health, as well as my the red bar is your health, and the green bar is actually your endurance and your stamina. So every time you attack, my stamina goes down just by a little bit, and the varying degree of weapons and armor that you wear affects how much and how far down it goes, as well as the different types of attacks. You notice my traditional attack takes away a little bit less than my actually very, very fierce R2 attack. So that way, as the game goes on, you level up, you're able to increase that bar, use bigger and heavier equipment, as well as bigger and larger weapons based on how you actually increase your stats. So this is implementing right now the stabbing from above, which is actually very useful for a lot of different enemies. Actually, I should say a lot of different leaders. And when you're fighting this guy, generally the best way to actually attack him is getting out of his way, and then as soon as you're able to, get behind him. He actually turns very slowly, so if you're able to get him while he attacks, oh, that was not good. He does move slowly. There we go. Then you can just concentrate on him and attack him a couple of times. If you notice, every single attack that I do does about 150 damage, so there's not a lot of attacks that are necessary. And if you run into some difficulties and problems, just run away and heal on up. Ooh. As you can tell, staying in front of him is probably not your best method of ensuring that you live. Now, drinking a flask, roll out of the way, dang. And I'm just going to attack him a couple times. Now I need to heal up a little bit more. Come on. As you can see, the Estus Flask that I just used, when I heal, it doesn't actually refill up all 100% of your health. Behind. And that's because right now the Estus Flask that I have available to me is only a level 0 Estus Flask. Okay, I just need to attack him one more time. There we go. And as you progress through the game, you will find, was it the Firekeeper Spirits? Big Pilgrim Key. Very nice. So that allows me to exit this area and move on. Let me rekindle. So whenever you go to the bonfire, if you notice in the bottom of my Estus Flasks, I had 0. I was completely out. And now that I've rested, it recuperates back to 5. It's also important to note that whenever you actually rest at an actual bonfire, it all the enemies around you, except for things like bosses and some very special, difficult enemies that you run along the way, they always respawn. Not respawn, but they always spawn. So by doing that, it allows you an opportunity for some various sections that you are able next to bonfires of level grinding, of gathering lots of souls very quickly, and doing some runs and just trying to recuperate some of the souls. As I was saying before, with some of the actual Firekeeper spirits, those allow you to increase the level of your Estus Flask, and so it actually restores more health. So, this is the very opening of the intro, and thanks.
Only
Ah, shit.
in the ancient legends it is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords.
I believe that that's where I'm going.
Lordran.
See, that's the thing, though. A giant, huge crow comes out of nowhere, picks you up with its talons, and you just, don't give a shit at all. You do have a sword. I'd kind of, expect it to do a little, stabby. Just, cut off a limb, mess it up here or there. But no, you're completely fine with it. No problem at all. Nice. Level up. Kindle at bonfires. Very nice. Okay, got that. Now, let's do some level up goodness. I have 2340. So as this game works, most of the stuff, in order to actually make use of any of it, like for instance intelligence and faith, pretty much all the spells, the very minimum is going to be 10. So I want to make sure that my intelligence is at 10. I'm not going to get anything in the near future that has to do with it, but I just, just be on the safe side. Also, one of the things that's right around the corner is a winged spear, which makes this a lot easier. First time I played this through, I don't think that I actually picked that item on up until maybe about 15, 18 hours in, because I was hoping that one of the enemies would drop it, or I could buy it at a store, and I never actually was able to do it. So, later on, I figured out exactly where it is, and that is where I'm going right now to pick up that awesome item. And I believe you need 13 strength and 15 dexterity, so let me get ready to go with that. Confirm reinforcement, yes. I'm picking that goodness on up. And if you notice, this actual fire, this bonfire, is awesome in that it actually gives you 10 Estus Flasks. What you can do later on when you go to various areas is, when you do that and go to various areas, you have the ability of, when you turn human, you can also kindle a fire. I believe you can actually get up to 15 Estus Flasks available to you at those fires. Let me talk to this dude.
What do we have here? You must be a new arrival.
Ooh.
Let me guess. Fate of the undead, right? Well, you're not the first. But there's no salvation here. You'd have done better to rot in the undead asylum. But too late now. Well, since you're here, let me help you out. There are, actually, 2 bells of awakening. One's up above in the undead church. The other is far, far below, in the ruins at the base of Blight Town. Ring them both, and something happened. Brilliant, right? Not much to go on, but I have a feeling that won't stop you. So, off you go. It is why you came, isn't it? To this accursed land, the undead?
Why does he talk like that? What is wrong with him? Okay, so, nope, don't want to do that. I feel like my graphic options are completely wrong for whatever reason. What is... Oh, it just feels so weird. No, I mean, that's how I wanted it. Full screen on. I just wanted to go and actually display the entire up and down area. Whatever. Humanity! Oh, the humanity! Oh. Alright, well, as I was saying, I'm going to head on over, pick up my awesome winged spear, because there is nothing better in this game than be able to use a shield and beat the shit out of dudes with a winged spear. So that is my first task. In order to do that, I need to cruise on over to the graveyard and run on through it and just pick up items willy-nilly, left and right, until I find my item of choice. So I am quite pleased about that. Let me see. What does this guy have to say? Oh my god, back is a gesture. That's exciting. Alright, let's talk to this
I
dude.
am Petrus of Thurland. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible.
Who is us? You're all by yourself, dude.
Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this, as a token of peace. No, go ahead. It's for you.
Nice.
Oh my, you again. Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
Boy, would it, mister. That
Very
sounds
well.
amazing.
Then first, a covenant with the gods. Now let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
Thanks, man. Alright, so... Oh, gesture. I learned shrug. Nice. Now, I'm already in the Covenant. Purchase an item. And, yeah. So, as you can see, if you look on the left-hand side, you have the first item, and then you have the second item, which is your faith that is required. So, this one requires 18 faith, and this is Homeward, which lets you pretty much go right back to the last, what was it, bonfire? Yeah, fire that you were actually at. So this spell is freaking badass and necessary, and then I'm going to try to get it as soon as possible. It does take up 18 faith, which is quite a bit. Heal is also pretty good, because when you get to some harder sections and you run out of the Exodus, it's always nice to be able to have like a heal spell as backup, and you can just switch on over to it. And during sections where you're not in combat, it's great to, you know, use that to heal yourself on up. So for right now,
the effectiveness.
Yeah. The effectiveness of the spells has everything to do with my ability to not be a retard, and how much I believe in the almighty badasses out there. I gotcha. Yeah, I'll believe in that. I'll do that. Oh my goodness. Souls of the Lost Undead. There's various categories of them, and you know how large the size of the soul is. The larger it is, the actual more experience or souls that you get off of it. So I'm going to collect those for a bit, and when I get to a fire section, to a bonfire, I'll go ahead and unload and use all that to gain some levels. Alright, pillage treasure chest. We got a Homeward Bone, which is essentially the same thing as that spell I was telling you about, which lets you go back to your last bonfire. Morning Star and a Talisman. Nice. Now I can cast miracles. Nice. Cracked Red Orb. Okay, I'm down with that. I'm cool with that. And where is it? Where is the exit? Oh, there it is. It's hiding from me. It's trying to prevent me from where I want to go. And then we get Lloyd's Talisman. Awesome. And here is the graveyard. Now this section right here, you're going to be very underleveled for it. I'm going to be very underleveled for it. But what I'm not underleveled for is running right through it and grabbing the items that I want. So, like this, I get this soul. I'm going to cruise back up here, and oh my goodness, oh man, that's a lot of death. That's a lot of destruction. Pick up that Wing Spear. So that right there is where the Wing Spear is at. Let's run on through some more. Zweihander. Nice, nice, nice. Over here, if I remember correctly, is where the binocular is. Yes. The item that you'll probably never use. Oh my god, there's so many skeleton dudes. Oh, and they destroyed me. And, check it out, I died and I had blood loss. That is a terrible, terrible combination. Now, based on how this section works right here, I'm pretty much expecting to die, as fighting those dudes is a giant pain in the butt right now. So, I'm just going through and gathering up all the items that I can, as there's really no reason for me to go back there ever. I think that once you have the items, there's no reason whatsoever. So this time, this is the other way to get through and gather up those items. Oh yeah. You know your giant crow friend? Yeah, he's hanging out right here. He's just kicking it. He's just like, yeah, what's up, buddy? How you doing? You know what's going on? So he's just sitting there, molting, looking badass. So, as I said before, while I was in New York and I was working out there for a job for 6 months. This game came out. I purchased it for the PlayStation 3, which I did not own. My roommate did. I played it through. I got probably around 80% of the way done. And then I picked up Infamous 2, and I picked up some other things as well, as I just generally got busy with life. And I was like, well, you know what? I'll just finish it up when I go back home. I'm going to have the game, and I'd rather, you know, work on some of the projects before I actually go home. So what I did was I stopped playing it, didn't really worry about it. You know, especially when you die as much as you do in this game, it sort of gets a little grating and kind of like, yeah, whatever. I'll play it later. I don't want to die this many times this often right now anyway, so I'll deal with it later. So, dealing with that situation, I just stopped. And it turns out I got everything that I want out of here, mainly which is that super awesome winged spear. And how that worked and progressed was when I ended up wanting to come on home, or, you know, my job expired and I decided to move back home and work on my business instead. It turned out that I could not actually transfer off these saved game files. For whatever reason, this game is just so cool and so awesome that you just can't save it to a hard drive unless you clone the hard drive. Oh, crap. Okay, so watch. I'm shooting that guy, I'm hitting him, and I do 11 damage. As you can tell, his health isn't doing jack shit. Ooh, a good hit was only 14 damage, whatever. Ah, come on. Hey, come over here. What's up? What's up, buddy? How you doing? Nope. Would not let me execute him. Big hit, big hit, big hit. Let's do it. Let's fight him. Ah, shit. Come on. So close. So close yet so far. There we go. Nice, nice, nice. There we go. And all that for 50 experience. I don't think it was worth it. Alright.